everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Reaction Therapy Podcast. I am your resident psychotherapist, Tom Stevens, here to bring you our Thanksgiving episode.
And it's like you're about to do
the podcast.
You're about to do a reaction. You were like going into your and we're here to bring you another episode.
Trying to be excited because it's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
What other thing do you do than give thanks? This is Nick Stevens, by the way. Welcome, Nick. It is your show. Turning it over.
It's not my show. It's both of our shows, actually. But yeah, it's Thanksgiving.
So happy for family,
I'm so happy.
Closeness, friends.
So cool. It's such a good day. It's really cool because we're recording this way before Thanksgiving, but it is Thanksgiving. Actually,
Not too far, only a couple weeks.
The day after Thanksgiving, actually.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully
y'all are very full of whatever you like to eat on Thanksgiving. Check out the extra episode if you want to see what our favorite foods are, because we're going to be doing a little tier list on there. So if you want to see our favorite foods, go join that, become a member on YouTube or on Patreon to see that episode.
Love being thankful, having Thanksgiving this time of year, family, food, fellowship, all of those great things.
Yeah. It's a great time of year. It's one of my favorite times of the year, especially just the anticipation of the end of the year, and Thanksgiving is great because of football. I love football. I remember a couple of years ago when we were on a cruise wasn't Thanksgiving? I think it was during Thanksgiving.
3 years ago, yeah.
We were on a cruise during Thanksgiving. I remember watching all the football games on the deck outside.
I would love to go on another cruise,
really
but my
time.
family, not so much.
I would go on another cruise.
They were not a fan.
I would go on another cruise. I like the cruise ship. We stopped at places, part of the cruise is you stop at different destinations and go and explore.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a huge fan of all that. I'm more a fan of just being on the ship and doing things on there, playing basketball with the wind 50 miles an hour is really fun.
I'm not sure I'll ever go on a cruise again, to be honest with you.
I don't know. But anyway,
good to see you, Nick.
No, it's really good to see you. I mean, I saw you 5 minutes before this, but
there you go.
Yes, we work together a lot. Anyway, today's topic, obviously, hold on, I'm not even on the right page here. This is our intro topic. I don't think this even works. Let's check it out. No, it doesn't work. Okay. That was anticlimactic. The next one worked, but it's our intro podcast topic here is, it's a question. Actually, it's two questions.
Okay.
First one being, what are you thankful for with reaction therapy?
You want me to answer?
That's the first question.
Okay. Yeah. Most thankful for the people that I've been able to meet, the community that has been established, the people that have rallied around, not only just in the comments and in watching and subscribing, but also in the community of Discord and of the live streams we've had. I've loved meeting people I never would have met before. Mm-hmm. Number one favorite.
Yeah, I would say, that's hard to go against. I
have several, but that's the number one.
Well, it's hard to go against that for your number one, because seriously, this whole time of doing reaction therapy, the people have been the coolest part. Mm-hmm. Obviously, for me, it was a job out of college. I didn't really know what I was going to do after college. And so it's given me something, at least for until now, given me something to do. And it's been a really cool job. I don't think anybody else could really say, yeah, this was, people do this before college even, but to say you didn't know that what you're going to do, and you all of a sudden became a part of a YouTube channel and meeting all these people, that's a pretty cool first job out of college, I think. So for me, obviously the people, I can't go against that, but I would say another thing is definitely just having that ability to do this, for me is cool. Just the ability to having the resources necessary to be able to do this. What I would say for my first one.
Interesting, right? You get two different perspectives of generations of where you're at in life. And so that's the cool part of having somebody in their 20s, somebody in their 50s, being able to say it. So, so people for me, mental health, the second, being able to spread what I do every day to a bunch of different people. That's been probably my second favorite thing. And the third favorite is probably the music, being able to be exposed to music I never had before. Honestly, I never would have listened to this.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be my thing. And now it is. So I love that.
One of my other favorite things, it might be silly or whatever, but it's to watch you react to certain music that I've listened to for years, and getting to hear your take on it is pretty funny, because especially we had a live stream a couple weeks ago, as y'all are seeing this, where we did a reaction to Bad Meets Evil, and I knew that was Eminem and Royce the 5'9". Tom had no idea though, and so it's cool to see him react to certain things and just to not know everything. It's not because I feel like I know more than you, but it's just to
you do in that area.
Well, just to see like when it really reminds me of like a first time you do something like when you're learning to ride a bike and you actually do it for the first time, and then you get off your bike and you realize nobody was holding you behind, like when you're off of training wheels and like you're doing it, and then one time you let go as a parent, and then the child, like I just remember me, like nobody was holding me that time. Like it's kind of like that, and for me it's like me being a father figure in this regard, and not really any truth to that at all, but just seeing you react to music and understanding different things that I've known, it's pretty cool to see that.
That has been cool. It's been a bonding experience over music and
lyrics.
What we've done, like it really has for these almost a year. It's been a really cool thing that we wouldn't have had before.
That's right.
Thank you everybody for giving us that.
Literally, like our next podcast will be like right around the year.
It's happening.
It'll be the day before the year.
Yes, we did it.
And we have a good podcast for that too.
Can't wait.
So.
Super exciting. Great stuff. A lot of thanks. A lot of appreciation.
What about and like in general, what are you thankful for the most? Like, in general, you're gonna probably say family, but
always family. Like I love family, but just to be able to have the health that I do, to do what I do every day, the blessing of the gift of a job that I love, I'm passionate about, that I get to go to every day. And even though some of the situations are really hard, I get to do something every day I love to go do. And the trouble is when you're really good at something, you get to do a bunch of it. And so it does get hard sometimes, but to be able to have the balance and later in my life like this, something fun to do like this on top of it is really cool. So I feel blessed that I have the life I do, the family I do, the health I do, just to be able to live life the way that I am and to not be so stressed about survival the way I have been before. I have in my marriage and in my life. I've been in survival mode trying to just make it to tomorrow, but to now be able to just sit back and enjoy the life I have at the point I am. Y'all are growing up and about to move out. I just love the fact of seeing we've raised children that are now going to be able to go out into the world. And so I'm very thankful for all of the family and the life that I have, and really the faith, the relationship with God I have that I did not always have in my life. So those are biggies.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to relate it to this also to reaction therapy, but I think one thing that I'm really thankful for is the ability to do something like this and to just have the ability to make decisions like for my future. Like it's weird to see like how like I feel like just a couple years ago I was a kid like in college that was trying to like just get through school, and now I'm making like life decisions of when do I move out, how do I manage my money, and what do I do for a channel that 200,000 people watch? Like, like it's a lot of pressure, but it also, I'm thankful for that because it's really cool to see me progressing. Like, I feel like I am progressing further than just when I was at school. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I'm taking all these marketing finance classes. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And now that this is here, like the ability to make decisions like this is huge for me. I would also obviously say family and like being able to live at home for the time I have and to spend like my brother's last year of high school, like spending it here with him, and to see just to be with family for this time, because I know eventually I'm going to move out and it'll be different. So
yeah, your 20s is your time to explore. It's your time to fail if you're going to, but fail by trying and doing something new. And if it doesn't work and you take a year or two to do something, it honestly isn't the end of the world. But if you just spend a year or two doing nothing, it can be very difficult. So you give this enough time, and this has a lot of pressure with it. This kind of work that we're doing with reaction therapy, Nick, is not ever just to sit back and relax. So we're constantly having to work, grow, expand, change, adapt. But, you spend a year or two doing it. If it's actually working, you can keep doing it. If it's not, you find a way to do something else. And that's what life in the 20s is great. I couldn't stop what I'm doing and just do this.
Yeah.
Like there's no way at this point that I'd be able to just do that. But I don't have to worry about that. Just like you don't have to worry about this job being the only job ever because you got a lot of life ahead. So we got a lot to be thankful for that a year ago we had no idea was coming.
That's so true. Moving on, like that was kind of our topic, but
Hey, something worked.
Our topic of the day, I guess, continuing on with thanks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is like you asked this question the other day when we were trying to figure out what we should do for this episode. And you said a question that would be really cool to have us both answer is, what are you thankful for now that you weren't before?
Yeah.
Like what are some new things that you're thankful for that you really weren't before?
Well, rather than getting into that right away, I'd like to go backwards just a tad into just general thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think sometimes it takes a little bit, and it's good for people to do this in general. I could say I'm thankful for family, for my marriage, for my relationship with God, for the health and well-being that I have, the daily bread I have every day to just survive. Those are general things, but really to be grateful for, I think it's good for everybody to do gratitude lists and to be able to see down on paper, what is it that you're grateful for? And a lot of times when you ask somebody that question, they will say, my family, my health, that I have enough money to survive, that I have food to eat, that I have the faith that I do. Like a lot of people will say that, but the question then is, are you grateful for that every single day? Are you giving thanks for that every single day or just once a year? You know, it's kind of like people going to church, and instead of going to church regularly, they go at Christmas and Easter because that's the time you go to church and you celebrate. But that's not really going to church the same way. It's the same with gratitude. I believe people need to know what they're grateful for and thankful for and live that. In other words, do you show how grateful you are to those people? Do you communicate that? Do you live it? Are you responsible with your faith, your finances, your physical well-being, your relationships, all that kind of stuff? So piggybacking on that, I don't think we really expanded enough on it when it comes to this reaction therapy, because we have a community here of people that support everything we've done in the mission of mental health awareness. And they've asked nothing back. Like that, I just cannot forget about that. Like all the time, I think about all the people that, you know, have worked on Discord, that have shown up at live streams, that have volunteered to help with one thing or another for nothing. And how cool it is to one of the reasons we've grown like we have is because people support our mission and what our channel does. But there's a lot of people that have asked nothing and wanted to just be a part of it.
Yeah. That's really true.
I love that.
Yeah. And like the people that I've gotten to meet too, we've both gotten to meet people, but I would say that I've really tried, like even since I've graduated college, like I obviously don't have a ton of friends in where I live because a lot of my friends are still in college because I graduated early. So I found like a group of friends on Discord. Like Discord's been huge for me too. Like we say to go over Discord, check them out. Everybody's really nice. Like you can take it like personally from me that I've actually found friends on Discord as well. And it's something that I'm super thankful for as well, because it's been, I mean, there's been hard times for me like in the past year with all of this, and Discord, the friends on Discord have helped me a lot. And so I think that place, like honestly, like I'm saying it from one of the, I guess not creators of the Discord, but one of the high up people on Discord. Like I've met people on Discord that have really helped me out. So I got to give a thank you to the Discord people.
Yeah.
I will say that. So.
Yeah. There's a lot, you know, I can go into all kinds of things. My wife, Jill, who's been patient to see us do this, like
listening to you saying, yep.
I don't think a lot get such a hard time for that. I'm like, do I just sit there and stare at the screen?
People love it.
But she never says no, and she never tells me I can't do something, but she allows us to take the time. And I don't think maybe we should like explain that one day, the amount of time it does take to put certain things together and to do a week, that it does take a lot of time and energy. And for me, on top of the job I have and fitting the time in to do this, which sometimes it's been a long day, or sometimes I'm not feeling good and have to pause and break, but to keep it going the way we have and be consistent, we could stop at any point and just take a break. But we've wanted to be consistent. And so I'm really grateful Jill has been tolerant enough to let this happen. And I think it's because she sees the people that we help. She sees the messages being sent. And Tony also being able to see us do this. And he's got a busy life with his senior year in high school. And we've invited him many times into here, but he wants to wait and not be in here yet. And I think that it's really cool that we have a family that supports what we're doing, because it's not just like an hour here or there. Yeah. Like it's a lot of hours a week that we do this. So thankful to the family for that.
Facts. We gotta give thanks. There's so many cool people out there.
Lots of people to thank, and 200,000 subscribers that were willing, and tons of people that have signed up for memberships that support us too. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Now we can move into other things.
So the question that you mentioned that I think is really good.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for now that you weren't before? Mm-hmm. So let's just go let's do one example at a time. We can go back and forth. So it's not just, So you want to go first?
I'll let you go if you want.
I gotta think.
You gotta think.
I gotta think. There's a lot, but I only want to mention a couple. And so I gotta.
So you already have them or no?
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
What am I thankful for now, today, that I wasn't before? In other words, this is kind of like that, not be careful what you wish for, but in a way like, gosh, I lost a job one time that I really wanted and I thought was a great job, that I was so down and out about and so upset and disappointed. I thought it would be the job I kept, until I retire. And then bad circumstances happened. I lost it. And today I am incredibly grateful. You know why? Because right after that, I went right back into my private practice. It practically doubled. It felt like it just boomed and took off. And Jill and I merged into one office. And from that point forward, everything has flourished. And I feel like God just kind of said, you're not going to lead this position over here that seems like a really great place and a great mission, but it's not. So I'm going to actually take you out of that, force you out of that with bad circumstances in order for you to be able to get over here and do better good down the road. So having a job I really loved that I lost and had to leave under bad circumstances, thinking I'm actually going way backwards and my life's going to go in the tank now, into flourishing and having an incredible run in life and just loving the job that I do. That's a biggie. Secondly, Discord.
Wait, hold on. What?
Discord is a biggie of mine. I did not think it was good. I didn't think I wanted it. Charlotte was really big on it, and I didn't know anything about it right at my age. I still don't know about Discord, but that's something I'm very thankful for today that I was not before.
I thought we were doing one, but it's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, you did two. I'll do two. I don't know. You did two. I'll do two then. My first one, I think, is a pretty big one in my life, is deciding on what college to go to for me. And before, I was really nervous about the college I chose. And I chose a small college, and I didn't really know it was away from home. I was so scared to go away from home. Yeah. I really was so close to going to a college local. But I decided to go to a different college, and I spent my whole first semester, to be honest, really depressed and not a part of my floor, because I lived in a dorm, and my dorm floor was really cool, and I met a lot of cool people as I continued to stay on that floor. But that first semester, it was a struggle for me. I stayed in my room a lot. I rarely got out. I had a couple of friends that I went to school with that I hung out with, but other than that, I didn't try to meet anybody. And I don't know if it was just hard my first semester or what, but for me, I was not thankful for that school. But then as I kept going, and I eventually I met one friend, and then another friend, and then another friend. And it was cool because the friends that I met them individually through, I came to school with a couple friends, and I met some of their friends, and they became even closer to me. And it was there's a whole group of 5 or 6 of us that became really close together. Yeah. And so I wasn't thankful for that at the beginning. I was kind of regretting it almost. Like that first semester, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And I stayed with it, and I'm so thankful now that I did, because I met so many cool people. I became a leader really in the whole school. Like a lot of people knew who I was. I mean, that doesn't matter, but like I became like more than just that first semester kid who didn't show his face to anybody. Like I became a guy who a lot of people knew, and I'm so thankful for that.
Very cool. I like it.
I kind of lied. I'll let you go again. I gotta think again, but that's definitely
and to be fair with Nick, like I think he had a rough first semester, and then also a first semester back after COVID, because those are two very big, those are tough times for him. I think one, because it was his first semester away, and then the second time is because he was in a room all by himself, didn't have a roommate that second time. And his roommate didn't come back for that semester. So it's kind of cool he had his own room, but it was kind of not, because then you're just by yourself. And those are very isolating times. And so to have the ups and the downs of college, it's like you learn a lot about yourself, I think, you know, in times where you just have to, sometimes life's not good and it's not easy and it's not fun, but you keep pushing through, and you achieved and accomplished a lot there just by going away. And I didn't think you could do it. Remember, I didn't think you could go away.
Yeah, you were not.
Not because I wished it, but because I felt like this is a big thing. Like it's hard to move away from home. It's hard to live on your own, make decisions and do things. I see a lot of college students that come back to me after one semester or 1 year, and they've struggled, and they've kind of bombed out socially, academically, emotionally, all kinds of different ways. And I have to work with them because they weren't ready to do it. But that's a really good example for sure.
Yeah. I guess, like, I don't want to relate everything to college for me, but like that's kind of just on my mind right now. Like I could go high school too, because I ended up not going to a normal high school, and that ended up working out really well for me. I mean, it worked out in the sense that I still was able to meet really cool people, but I was also able to get a whole year of college done early. So that was another thing that I wasn't really like, it wasn't that I wasn't thankful for it, but I really wasn't thinking about it. And it's kind of like, I'm so thankful I did it now than going to a normal high school. Like I'm so thankful to, because like, honestly, if we really think about it, or I really think about it, if I don't do that high school program I did, I don't get into the college that I went to, and I'm not doing reaction therapy right now.
It's all orchestrated very well.
It all like worked out. So
that's the thing to really look back and say, when did I force life to go a different way versus I allowed it to just play out the way it needs to play out? Those are big things.
Yeah.
Sometimes we force it. Like I said, with that job I lost that I really wanted, I literally had a choice of staying. I could have stayed. It would have been a really uncomfortable situation. So I chose for the better of that company to leave, because me leaving could allow it to keep going. If I stay, there's going to be too many problems that might make the company not do as well. So I decided to leave. I could have forced it though. Same with you, enforcing things about where you go to school or what decisions you make. But I think that going back to the Discord example that I gave, part of the reason I thought Discord was a bad idea was, number one, I didn't know much about it. But number two, it's inviting a whole bunch of people in that anything could go wrong. And so I don't like things that I can't control. I'm a good delegator. Like I can let people just do what they do, but I don't like it when there's a bunch of people at play and problems can happen that I'm on the hook for, because what I do in the mental health field, I don't want it to seem like this is one big counseling session, because I can't be liable for everybody's life situations that happen. And I didn't want Discord to turn into like a self-help line. I wanted it to be a community of fun and family and friends to hang out. And it did. And everybody around it, Charlotte included, said, I got this. We'll take care of it. We got it. And it's worked. Almost 3,000 people strong. So I was very leery of that in the beginning. And now I'm very grateful for that. Also, with my wife, going back to the time we dated, I'm very grateful that she broke up with me while we dated. And we spent a year apart from each other.
Tough.
And then got back together. Because at the time, I hated it. I thought my life was ending. And then it threw me into a great spell of therapy. I mean, I got a lot of good therapy done during that time because I was so depressed and miserable. But I learned a lot about myself. It made me a better person, which is what got us back together and has helped us to thrive today. So sometimes in the moment, that can happen with a breakup. That can happen with a job loss. That can happen with a school situation. That can happen with, a traumatic situation that happens. And you say, wow, now I realize what that was for. It's always good to look back on that. Things you're grateful for now that you weren't back then. I'm grateful now that I have a wife, number one, that was patient enough with me faith-wise and practicing faith, that I wasn't a super faith guy when I met her, but I am now. And I'm grateful to have had time away from the church to recognize when I go back to church, I do it for a purpose and a reason.
Cool. So, are you anything else to add on thanks?
We could go into more of that. I just we could go all day.
We could go all day about. There's so many people to thank. Like,
yeah, couldn't think enough.
There really is. We could just go down the line of like everybody that.
Very grateful. All the moderators, all the volunteers, all the people that show up, all the people that contribute and donate, all the people that have subscribed and become members of Tears to help other people become members, and also to bring mental health awareness to the world. Artists that we've interviewed, to be thankful for them.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't even think about. I like that. Okay. You ready for Q&A?
I'm so ready. You want to pop the transition up?
Oh yeah, I gotta do that.
Bloop.
You never like that.
Never did.
Okay, we can change
Never
it.
did.
First question. Let's see. Will there ever be more metal on the channel?
That's a good point.
There really hasn't been a lot.
I think there should be. Producer, engineer, director, Nick Stevens.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I think there should be.
Y'all have seen in this month of November, there's so much variety that we've done. I think we've done a good job of that.
I'd like to see, like, just off the top of my head, but something like
from the 80s, let me guess.
Metal Monday or something, where for a month or 2 months
there's some people I know right now, reactors that do that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I don't know if we should follow their lead or not, but
yeah. I believe it. I think we should put that. I don't even know, like, a lot of, if you talk about 80s, I listen to a lot of music that I really don't know the words to.
Yeah.
So it's so funny when you go up in the 80s like I did, you learn a lot of music, but I don't know that I always knew what it meant because we didn't pay as much attention to lyrics. So I'd love to go back into some rock. Let's do some metal. Nick?
The next question is, what is metal? Like, what's the true definition? Metal? Because we could think, oh, that's heavy metal, but it's really not. Come to y'all.
Yeah.
Because some people listen to metal, like that's what they listen
Iron
to.
Maiden versus something that's more like...
I don't even know. I don't know metal bands at all.
Yeah. Me either. But I would like to get suggestions and have maybe a day every now and then that we do that. What if we had a metal live stream?
I mean, I would have a headache by the end.
It'd be fun.
Okay. Next question is, what are you thankful for about reaction therapy? That was a question, right? No. What's your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing about reaction therapy?
The favorite thing for me is the live streams, like just connecting with people. I don't know if the Saturday reaction live stream is my favorite because I'm working so hard on doing reactions. I don't get to like chat with people. I'd like the time that we just get to chat back and forth with people. And sometimes we do a spontaneous reaction or something like that. I love getting to know people. I've loved the Zoom calls I've done with people. I've loved getting on Discord. It can be very overwhelming for me.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't stay on very long. But when I got on there, I'm like, this is the best community. Like, everybody is so cool here. I love chatting with people. So
yeah,
I know that's several, but if I'm going to pick one, it's going to be the live streams.
You know, what's funny about what you just said about Discord is I've been in the Discord more often, like the last month or so, I would say. And like when you go in there, everybody goes nuts because like you don't get to go in there as often as I do now. But now that I'm in there more, like people react to me less than they used to. Like everybody's like super excited to see me still, but everybody's like, hey, what's up? Like it's usual because I go in there more often now. But yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to find one more or two more questions.
What's your favorite thing about reaction therapy?
Oh, I didn't even. Yeah,
you didn't even answer that.
For you, but
I think it should be you too.
My favorite thing about reaction therapy, well, we've already kind of gone through what we're thankful for, and I think it's similarly like, I mean, I don't want to beat. What's the saying? Beat a dead horse. Yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I mean, the people obviously is my favorite thing about it, just because of like who I've been able to meet and like the different types of people. And I mean that in the best way, because like, you know, when you go to like, for me, I've gone to a Christian school my whole life, and like I've met the same types of people that are all like, they're kind of, I don't want to say stereotype, but they're all like classic Christian school people.
Yeah.
And now that I'm meeting like some people that maybe aren't Christians, and there's nothing against, not trying to divide anything here, but just to see people that live
that have had different lives and different
that have lived differently,
sure.
and like have gone through stuff that a lot of people that I grew up around didn't. It's cool to see that. Like, I think it's really cool to see and understand people's perspectives on things. So that'd probably be mine.
I also think you like organizing and kind of running this channel, being able to set up music, being able to plan and arrange, work with people about requests. Like, you've done a good job with that. And I think that's been fun for you. You like that planning and organizing type thing.
Yeah.
That's been cool.
Yes. Let me see. Any
Lots
other
of good questions. We should do that more live, right? Like Q&A and a live stream where we just answer questions.
I don't think we've ever asked this. Let's see. We might have already answered this, but it's a very interesting question that I'm looking at. What's the song that has been the hardest to react to for you?
Hardest to react?
Not like that you dislike, but like
probably
reaction
either Kim or the Dance with the Devil one. Just because they were so graphic, and just to me, across the line, like for me, like it's just more than I can take.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my taste. You know, and I haven't lived a life that's been around any of that. So yeah, I just wasn't for that. That was not fun.
A good answer. Like, I obviously haven't reacted to them, but the hardest, maybe I can answer the hardest, like the video that's been the hardest for me to watch that you've reacted to or something. It's hard, like some of the really hardcore songs that like just have no mental health meaning, that just kind of are talking about drugs and women and violence. Like, some of those songs, I'm like, I feel like it's not that don't like the song or whatever, don't like your reaction. It's more that it's hard for me to watch you react to that song. It's like, this should not be something you're reacting to. Maybe that's my fault for putting it in the list. I don't know. But for me,
because I never know until I see it. And then all of a sudden I'm in it and I'm like, wow. Okay.
It's just like, the big one is like Syphilis by Juice WRLD. That one, like, why are we doing this? This should not be. Or like more recently, Nuketown we did on a live stream. This was with Ski Mask and Juice WRLD. That one, like, gosh, this is so weird. So I would say that, but anyway.
The ones where the topic is across the line for me. That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
Love that.
Not even gonna say anything.
Inspiration of the podcast.
What you got today?
Here's the inspiration I give to you. Never give up on your dreams, right? So I've heard a lot of this in the songs I've reacted to lately. Okay, well, you should do it today.
I just thought since it's Thanksgiving, I said be thankful.
Let's let Nick do it today.
Say what you were going to say.
I'm going to say what I say, and then he's going to give his inspiration. Mine is to not give up on your dreams. In other words, you don't want to set unrealistic expectations or dreams that, you know, I'm going to be president, or I'm going to, you know, own Twitter one day or something like Elon Musk. I'm not going to set up something that I don't feel like I can achieve. But a lot of people give up on dreams and they just don't set goals. They don't try to become something that's going to be hard to get to. So I say to you, put down on paper, where do you want to be 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? But that's the goal piece. But I want you internally to practice seeing those dreams happen. That's right before you go to bed, where you just visualize yourself doing that thing or having that thing or being that person, and visualize it 5-10 minutes in bed before you go to bed, of living the life you imagine, dream of, or want to achieve down the road. And you'd be shocked at how often those things can start to happen piece by piece. But never give up on putting those dreams out in front of you and visualizing them. Hey, Nick.
All right.
Inspiration of the day.
For me, I was thinking, it's a pretty good time. Not like it's bad timing, but it's not so super related to Thanksgiving, I wouldn't say. But I was thinking the other day, because the school I went to, I don't know if all schools do this for college, but we have, well, obviously not every school does chapel, but I had a chapel every, just wait. I got you. This is going to be good. I'm trying. I know I need to set up the stage so y'all can understand what I'm talking about. We every now and then, can you stop doing that? When every like month, once a month, we'll have, instead of a normal chapel, my school would have a by degree chapel where you go to, like, I'm a business student, so it's a business like chapel.
Okay.
And usually we'll have a speaker come in and like talk about like they're a business person or this is what they've done, and they give us like advice and stuff like that. So I was thinking, I'm like, with reaction therapy, that'd be really cool to go to my old school and talk about it and like say like how I did it and how I created it. And I was just like, what would I say? I was just thinking about what would I say to everybody. And I know it's really like early, and I probably wouldn't go for the next at least couple of years until it's bigger than what it is now. Like obviously it's big enough, but to have me give better advice, I would need to be around a little bit longer. So I was just thinking about what I would tell people, and I think I'm going to tell them I'm going to tell y'all what I was thinking would be like kind of my opening line. Not that it would be more refined than this, but basically what I came up with is to never pass up an opportunity when it's there, because it might be gone if you don't. Like if you let it go, it might be gone. For me, like when we started this channel, we were just doing it for fun. And then I'm like, hey, you got to react to Burn by Juice WRLD. Like it's a new song that just came out. And you were like, okay, sounds cool. But then in my brain, I'm like, this is a new song. It has a good chance to get some views. Like we had already had a couple of videos that had gotten pretty good views. I'm like, this might get some views. Like, and then you have the classic quote of mine is, we're going somewhere, And so at that point, then I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, we got to keep doing this. Like, this is cool and all for it to be this, but we got to, after that, I'm like, this turned straight to a business from like a fun thing straight into like, we need to keep going and getting this somewhere. And for me, like, I might have not even realized it back then, but that was a shot that something happened. It was, the chance was there, and we kind of just took it and ran with it. And like, what if we wouldn't have done another video after that? What if we were, oh, that's cool, we have this many views on this video, let's just not do it. This wouldn't be here like today. But since we kept going after it, it's here. And so the whole thing is like, when you have an opportunity to take it, because otherwise you might not get the opportunity back. So that's kind of my long-winded like advice for the day. For me is, I was thinking about that like last week, and so that's what I would say. Shoot your shot. And it's shoot your shot, but also it's more complex than that. Like, yes, in like simple terms, it's shoot your shot, but also like you got to be smart about it too and stuff. But well, and knowing everybody comes from different places, like my belief, this is maybe aside from Nick, is that, I believe God puts us in certain places and that we get the opportunity to take advantage of or not take advantage of. For instance, Adam and Eve eating the apple off the forbidden fruit off the tree or whatever. Yeah. That was an opportunity that I think was placed in front of us to be able to do some really good stuff. It wasn't just an opportunity to start a business. It was an opportunity to start a mission, a mental health mission around the world, which is very big right now. Yeah. And we have the expertise, we have the ability, and we have the relationship with each other to be able to do this. And so it was perfect timing of, well, it could be a Christmas thing, or we can carry it on and see. And we have decided, this is the cool part, to let everybody who's a part of reaction therapy decide whether we keep going. Yeah. It's not up to us whether we keep going at this point. It's up to everybody who watches, listens, and participates. So we jumped on that, and you're right. We took the opportunity. You kind of forged ahead. I had a job. I do what I do, but you were able to take this and kind of organize it and coordinate it and get it in play. And yeah, that was a very short window of time with an opportunity. And if you go back to school and we don't do it, then chances are we probably don't do it. It'd be hard to pick it back up and do it again. But yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the reason I was saying like a business is because I was thinking in a business mindset. Because obviously, if I go back and talk about that, I gotta have the business. But
Well,
yeah,
there's
you're
plenty
right.
of young people in today's world, and I think this is where my older brain doesn't register it all the time. But
Yeah,
people question about making money or being money hungry on social media, but there's plenty of young people who make lots of money on social media. It's not that it's that easy and anybody can do it. Honestly, anybody can't do it. Anybody might be capable of doing it, but the work that it takes to do it and the timing and the coordination that it takes,
and honestly,
very hard.
Honestly, the aggressiveness of like, do you really want it? Because
Yeah.
it's out there. You just
It
gotta go
doesn't
get it,
just feed you like a regular job where you go, you get your paycheck, you move on every single week or every other week. It's something that you have to do and not worry about the payout
Yeah.
until down the road where either you can't buy food or you can't live. Like,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of young people who do it, which I'm proud of. Like, that's entrepreneurship. That's the great part of today's world, in our country especially, that you can go do something like this with something you love to do. So we've just taken that opportunity and said, wait a minute, we could actually spread mental health. I can spread it beyond the
office,
the people I can see every week, which is limited. I could spread it to a lot of people, and that's what I would love to do.
Yeah.
And boom, there we go.
To wrap that up, be thankful for it too.
Yeah.
Because, it might not last. And
if it didn't last, I would be so grateful to have the chance to have done what I've done, met the people I've met. And my only regret would be that I wouldn't be able to meet all the people. So regardless of whether we make it or not in this channel, I want to still be able to go meet all these people.
Yeah. I mean, we still have their contact though.
I love it.
We'll meet all y'all. It'll be fun. Yeah. Anyway, anything else on this Thanksgiving, post Thanksgiving?
Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time. Look, I know enough to know that Thanksgiving is not always about family. Many times it's about loved ones and not family, but family can be tough. Sometimes everybody's family is not great. Like people haven't had good upbringings a lot of times. And sometimes Thanksgiving is the worst holiday, especially if somebody's lost a loved one right now. Somebody's died, not just this year, but any past year. The holidays can be a downer. And so we don't mean to just put a smile on your face and go along with it. But if that's the case, rest in reaction therapy and Nick and Tom being a part of your new family and support system and an encourager that you can come spend time with us on a live stream, or that you can share comments and talk back and forth, or like Nick said, enjoy good food and be able to, I love food. So it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving, but it's a cool opportunity at Thanksgiving to have some really good food and feel really full. But just know everybody's life around Thanksgiving is not great, but we can make it great at reaction therapy. And that's what we try to do.
Yep. Okay. So if y'all want to see us rank some food on that topic, go over to either Patreon or YouTube memberships. You could see the extra episode where we rank our favorite food
as low as $4 a month. There you go.
Low as $4 a month. So go get that. Anything else you got to say? All right. Well, thank you for watching. We are thankful for you. It is Thanksgiving, and we are thankful for all y'all for listening this far. So if you did make it this far, comment. What do you comment? Should they comment if they made it all the way to the end?
Turkey?
Comment turkey if you made
turkey.
Or just the turkey emoji, anything.
Turkey emoji, or write turkey, and people are going to look at it like, what does that mean?
What?
And they're going to just start writing turkey, but just do it.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you on the next
Reaction Therapy Podcast.